Good evening. You're watching Outside the Box. This is the show which allows you to interact directly with political party candidates. To our daily poll now, last Friday's question was, should the current teacher-student ratio in the classroom be reduced? 92.85% responded yes, while 4.76% responded no. Today's question is, should the LTA revise the national speed limit? Text your answer a simple yes or no to 3592. The poll is open to Vodafone, Digicel, and Ink users. Charges apply. First on the show tonight is independent candidate Roshika Deo, and she's no stranger to controversy, but as they say, any publicity is good publicity. Welcome to the show, Roshika.
Thank you. Good evening, and good evening, everyone watching Fiji TV.
Now, Roshika, what is the reason for you to contest the elections?
Why not? This is our country. We are active citizens of this country, and we are coming forward to take responsibility of our country and our people.
You could have, chosen or applied to be a candidate in one of the parties, but you chose to be an independent candidate. Why?
Yeah. This decision we made after a lot of deliberation. Every single person that is involved in Be the Change, we had a conversation around this. And why we decided to be independent? Because it was very important for us to redefine what politics is. It was very important for us to transform the political institutions and the way that we have structured politics to be in our country. In addition to that, we wanted to be out of the party hierarchy and the party politics, because we want to be directly promoting people's interest, advocating and realizing people's rights, instead of advocating and promoting party ideologies and always fighting for the party interest. Right. So for us to complete the mission that we've embarked on, it is very important that we have a direct representation to the people, that we are working directly with the people, and that the people are our boss.
And have you been able to define the politics up to now?
Redefine politics? Yes, we have. Several ways. We have so many young people that are visible in the public national political spaces that were not ever visible. And they've been through Be the Change. I mean, when we went to submit our nomination, there was a group of young people that were there, and other candidates that went to submit the nomination. There was not that group of young people there. There was a few, but not as many as we had. In addition to that, as an independent candidate, we've been able to redefine what it means to be an independent candidate. I mean, we've always had independent candidates stand for elections in our country, but we've never had independent candidates being given the same political credibility and status as other political party leaders. So that shows that we have redefined and transformed Fiji politics.
You're young, you are ready to go. Whose votes are you after, really, in these elections?
I think that we have, when initially we started Be the Change and we mobilized people, it was youths and women that we're representing and advocating for. But as we progressed into the campaign, our campaign expanded. So now the dynamics of the campaign has changed. We're representing anyone that feels that they don't have a voice, that they have been marginalized, anyone that feels that they have not been represented before, and they don't have a connection with a representative from previous. So we have a lot of people that are dissatisfied with party hierarchy and party politics that have come to, support us.
Yes, and have you had people recognizing that?
Recognizing that? Yes, we have. I mean, like I said, apart from the group of women, men, people with disability, LGBTIQ group that we're representing initially, now we have lots of other people that are interested. I'll tell you right now, just before I came, I had an elderly man from Vunivaive village that just called me to ask what was my number so that he could write it down and not forget.
What's your number?
On the polling day. 283.
283.
283 for everyone that's watching. 283. A vote for me is a win for you.
All right, so you are after youth's votes, middle-aged, and even the elderly?
I'm not after anyone's vote. I'm out there to represent and work for my people. Whoever feels that I can represent their interests, whoever feels that I can advocate for them and help them realize their rights and be their representative.
All right. And why do you think there's so much reservations about our education system?
Yeah.
There's a lot of talks about it. Why do you think there's a lot of reservations about it?
Our education system? Yes. Many reasons. I mean, firstly, the way our curriculum is structured. Secondly, the system through which people have to go through to access education. That system in our country is very oppressive and it's a burden on people. Thirdly, when a lot of people that come out of the education system, like our education system does not recognize that people have different kind of intelligence. So our education, education system only focuses on the academic component of it.
Okay.
So it's very important for us to recognize that people come with different kind of intelligence. There's a multiple level of intelligence, and our education system should cater for that. In addition to that, our education system is not disability friendly.
Exactly. And your manifesto, is it out yet?
Our manifesto, we are in the process of finalizing the manifesto, and it will be out before election day. But apart from that, the way we are working is very different. So after election finishes, we are going back every single place we've been to, and we're asking people, tell us what are your top 2, 3 priorities that we will work on to make sure it's realized.
Exactly.
And that's how we're going to be working. And then after that, every quarterly period, we will be having meetings in different areas.
Right.
So say, for example, Lotoka, Nandi, and that's a chance for the people of Fiji to connect with the MP, for us to work directly with the people. Because the kind of country that we want to live in, we have to work together
Exactly.
to create that kind of country. No one's going to give us that country on a silver
Okay.
platter. We have to work together.
What solution does your manifesto have on education? I mean, you
Yeah, we have several solutions. I'll just highlight a few. Review of the curriculum, priority, the quality of the teachers, and the ratio of teachers to students, which you had in your poll today. And apart from that, making it disability friendly. That's very important.
Exactly. I think we have Anirudh from Nakasi on the line. Anirudh, go ahead and ask your question.
Ambula, one of the newsrooms today did a story about Roshika saying something about legalizing abortion. Can she comment on that, please?
Did you hear that?
Yep, about legalizing abortion. I think that when we talk about the sexual reproductive health rights of women and girls, we have to take into consideration that it talks about the choice and the autonomy of girls and women, and these are human beings. So it is a choice.
But it's against biblical values, do you think?
We have a crimes decree that allows abortion. So we have a crimes decree that allows abortion. So I think that we have to take into context the realities of people. So we have people that I think that it's a choice that people have to make.
Yeah.
It's a choice that girls and women who find themselves in this situation that they have to make. It's about the autonomy, it's about their autonomy, it's about their choice. And I think that as individuals who are not in that situation, we should respect the opinions of these people, because they know what they're going through, they know what their state of mind is. So I think it's also about respect.
Okay. Thank you. Well, stay with us. Don't go anywhere else. Joining us next is Akmal Ali from the One Fiji Party. Stay with us. I beg your pardon. Now, welcome back. Joining us tonight, right now, is Akmal Ali from One Fiji Party. How are you, Akmal?
Good, thank you, Mikan. How are you? And greetings, Dolavina, Muchu Dolavina, Dolavina Riki, to all the people of Nandronga Navosa and Isana Komba and whole of Fiji. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, adab.
Right. Now, what really your party stands for? What does it stand for?
My party actually stands for absolute reconciliation of the two major races of this country. Mika, it is high time that we acknowledge the fact that both the races, which is the indigenous Fijians and the Indian people, are connected in a divine way. We came to Fiji, both the community, if you historically look at us, through both the Vakas. So perhaps there was a plan by the Almighty that both this community have to come and help these grow. And it is high time that the Vanua, that the Indian people, the Fijians, everyone, we come to this and we try to work together. So that's what the One Fiji Party believes is absolute reconciliation and acceptance of each other.
How can you do that?
By promoting understanding between the major races, language, through education, making both the languages compulsory for all students, because language is the one thing that brings in this understanding.
Okay. There's a question from one of our viewers texted in. Is One Fiji Party somehow aligned to SODELPA?
No, we are definitely not aligned to anyone. We are the only party perhaps in the whole country that stands for ideals of absolute reconciliation, that believes in respecting every religion and the concept of God in every religion, the divine being.
What do you think keeps the two races apart?
Well, it is firstly, it is our politicians from the past, and even today they talk about identity, they talk about land, and they bring about all of these other issues, and just people need to understand that this is done just to separate the races.
Akmal, it's not new.
Yeah.
The same issues keep coming up, again in every election. And again, in this election, it's all about land. It's about GCC. It's about rights, equal rights. How do you think your party can put an end to this?
Well,
after all,
as I said, our leaders have never tried to fully, with their heart, solve this problem, because these problems could have been solved. I have never known of a situation, apart from where I come from, where my mom comes from in Ba, where a lease has been expired, and where in Ba mostly people live in a very integrated and understanding society. Like when your lease expires, you follow the indigenous Fijian traditional protocol, where you take a kamunanga, yangona, and do a sevu sevu.
Yeah.
If we actually, because I believe the indigenous community of this country are the most hospitable in the world, the most lovely people in the world, and when we use that very culture and go to the Itaukei people and request from the Vanua, from the Matangali, it will be solved.
do you think the 2013 constitution can resolve the
Well,
coup culture?
Well, it was given to us by the coup perpetrators. How can we be assured? It is not a constitution by the people and for the people. There was the Guy commission that gave us, after consultation. I believe in national identity and a lot of other things, but at the same time, it is like, you get people forcefully married, and then after the wedding you ask, would you like to marry this person? It's not that.
But do you think can resolve it?
Yes, it can definitely be resolved, and only now, when the people of Fiji will speak through the ballot boxes.
Okay. Now, you had organized an ICE challenge. You had challenged some of the leaders to come face to face with you. Huh?
ICE bucket challenged. I have done it yesterday. The leaders have been given 48 hours from yesterday to either do it.
Anyone responded?
No, I have challenged the Prime Minister of this country, Honorable Frank Bainimarama, the leader of Fiji National Federation Party, Professor Biman Prasad, the leader of SODELPA, with all due respect, Nangone Marama Balina Rokitun Reketi. I have also nominated Mr. Felix Anthony of PDP.
What are the issues you'd like to challenge them with?
Well, firstly, I would like to challenge them to do this, because the youth of today are doing this. And if they really care about the people, as they say, to say is one thing, to do is another. If they don't do it, they all have to give $2,000 each to the Fiji Cancer Society.
How confident are you that you have a majority of the country's youths on your side?
Well, I have been serving the youth of this nation for the last 10 years, and my record speaks for itself. And even now, our education in our manifesto, which we call the social contract, speaks out very well for tertiary students. Nobody, Mika, for the last so many years, ever since the establishments of our university, have gone to our tertiary students and asked.
Akmal, I think there's a caller, Pravina, from Singatok on the line. Bulavinaka Pravina, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, my question is about the police force. In police force is...
Go ahead, Pravina, we're listening.
I want to ask why the police force is so slow, and people are being hated, and people are not coming to the when they go and put a report there in the police station, they'll be not satisfied and they come back.
You understand what Pravin is saying?
Yes, it is the ineffectiveness of our police force today. I think the very important thing is that we have to make our police part of the community. The police have to be they are part of the community. Fiji is we are a very small community. We are one. We are one people. They have to acknowledge that. Not everybody is a criminal. And effectiveness, and we have to, perhaps, if our party gets in, we want to make sure that Fiji police force starts becoming consumer orientated, because it gives service to the whole community, to the entire nation.
Well, pre-polling starts tomorrow?
Yes, pre-polling starts tomorrow, and to all the people of Navosa and voting out in Navosa, in the villages of Wosinoso, Dokombe, Mana, Vachumbalavu, this is your boy, Akmal Ali from there. You know who to vote for. 226 is the number.
This is the number.
Yep.
Okay. And youths out there,
Yes.
why do you think they should vote for you?
The youth, because I am the only person in this entire election who's representing the best interest of youth who are coming to tertiary institutions, and currently we are around 50,000. You know,
right.
you can talk about giving scholarship allowances, but hey, let's be realistic. It goes weeks, 10 weeks into the semester. You can make the price of food, like you can make price of milk 10 cents. But if they don't have that money to buy, what will they do?
Okay, thank you, Akmal. In our final segment, join us for a showdown between both youth advocates, Roshika Deo and Akmal Ali. Welcome back. Remember, you can join the discussion live by texting in your questions to 33599 or call our studio line 3302 Now we thought we'd spice things up a bit and bring you a debate between both youth candidates Roshika Deo and Akmal Ali. The duo are championing youth issues and feel they can bring a lot more to the table than their older political opponents. We'll start with the issue of secular state. Roshika, what's your view on secular state?
Yeah. I think that when we talk about the secular state, a lot of the debate is focused on Christianity with Hindu and Islam and the other religions. We do not actually reflect on the fact that there are many other denominations under the Christianity religion. So if we were to have a Christian state, then which religious values under the Christianity denomination would take dominance?
Yeah, Akmal?
Well, we believe in believing in a supreme power, you know, a God, and it doesn't mean that if we call Fiji, perhaps a religious state, we have to associate with one particular religion. I think as long as we all can acknowledge the fact that there is a divine being, and that's being acknowledged in every religion, in every culture, and there is nothing wrong with it, because whatever denomination we come from, I mean, whatever Christian denomination there is there, they acknowledge the same God. So are the Muslims, so are the Hindus, so are the Sikhs, and so are everybody else.
What about other people that do not actually have any religious affiliations or beliefs? People that are atheists and agnostic. So we have to take into consideration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the point. However, democracy demands, it is the will of the people. This has to be
so do you
put
agree with
on a
the secular state?
Perhaps this question has to be put by a referendum to the people of Fiji, and that's when we can actually decide.
Do you think
if
we
the
should
people
go
of
for a
Fiji
referendum on this issue?
I think that the people of Fiji respect each other. The people of Fiji have a cultural diversity that is reflected in our religious affiliations and values and other kinds of beliefs. And I don't think that we really need a referendum.
So as it is, you think the Constitution is okay on that issue?
I think that this is outside the Constitution. I think just talking about having a secular state, whether we should have a Christian based principle state or whether we should have a secular state where all the religious affiliations and beliefs are protected and promoted and put forward.
Okay. Now, education. Youths are for education, and there's a lot of youths out there who want to be educated, but there's no money.
Well, that's what we have been, and that's what I've been championing for the last 10 years. I mean, today we can talk
when
about...
you say who
this is the university students, tertiary students all around the country, and by working at one of the major institutions and working in 12 member countries of the university, and having affiliations with the local student bodies, we have come to realize that the tertiary students so far, ever since they have been established, have not been represented. I mean, to the extent of 2 universities out of the 3 do not allow democratic representation of students.
But how do you give an opportunity to a youth, who wants to go and continue studies and attain the highest degree or whatever is there? How do you allow?
You allow them by giving them scholarships. But at the same time, when you give them scholarships, the allowances should not reach them in 10 weeks of the semester. It should reach them in the first week.
And also the scholarship should cover other aspects too, because their textbook cost, accommodation cost, and how it's released. And also when we talk about democratic institutions, I would also like to emphasize that when we talk about democracy among students and youths, we have to take into consideration the diversity. People that come from the interior areas, people of LGBTIQ groups, people with disability, people with different religious and cultural affiliations. So youths are not a homogeneous group.
Well, at least you guys are
Agreeing
on this
to
issue,
a
right?
point.
Yeah,
but you guys are gunning for the same
Well,
people.
well,
I think that the
way.
the manner in which we will approach the policy reform and the solutions. For us, it's very important that the youths are at the core of it. So they are the ones who are formulating the policies. They are the ones who are involved in it right at the forefront.
So for you, who's
and for
formulating
me, I think I believe that the youth of this nation, everybody is the same age. If you're talking about national identity, everybody being one, we don't need to further divide our people and further bring in issues. We need to unite, because the youth of any nation is the strength of that nation. And if this nation needs to go, we need to work on a lot of things that's common.
Yeah.
And one of the things is bringing the youth of this nation together. And I have proven time and again for the last 10 years at USP to the people who have elected me and given me a permanent position later on as the Secretary General for the 12-member countries.
All right.
And I think that when we say that we have to unite the youths of this country, we have to be very careful that we also acknowledge their realities, their lived realities, their experiences. Because when we think that the youths are a homogeneous group, then we are putting in one shoe fits all kind of solution, and that won't work.
Okay.
We have to take that into consideration.
How do you guarantee, youths the opportunity to work in this country? How do you guarantee that?
Yeah, well, I think that one of the ways is that looking at innovative solutions. Like one of the things that we've been discussing, because Be the Change is a youth-led national election campaign, and one of the things that we've been discussing is having an internship with local-based companies. There's a few multinational companies that have an internship program with the university in a formal way, but we don't have with local-based organizations, and having entrepreneurial skills building, encouraging critical thinking, building a culture of active citizenship. That's what will bring about...
So there's a gap kind of thing from tertiary to industry.
Yes, and not only that, from secondary to tertiary and to industry. There's a gap in most of our systems.
What do you think?
Well, as Roshika has stated, at the moment, I mean, the current high school education system does not allow our students to critically think. But not only that, I mean, we can ask we can go into many different fields and ask students to do internship. The most important thing is our university courses to be recognized not only locally but internationally, and they're relevant. I mean, there are many universities today, they offer so many courses, but the value of that degree is paper. It's nothing. I mean, we need to, the government of the day needs to work with the 3 major universities of this country, bring in international accreditation. If we cannot bring in employment in this country, our people...
And apart from the universities, I think we also have to focus on the vocational of our country. Because like I mentioned earlier, people have different kind of intelligence level. Not everyone will be academically inclined and go to university. So we need to put in more resources through vocational schools.
So, Akmal, what makes you are up against Roshika in this election? what makes you think you are better than her?
Well, my 10 years of service to the university students in all the 3 universities, if I've worked with the executive committees and at USP, they've known if I have my fellow,
So your history at university, that's enough for the record. Roshika?
We have redefined Fiji politics. We have transformed the political arena. And apart from that, we're a youth-led national election campaign. First time ever in Fiji's political history that there is a national election campaign entirely led by young people. That's something to speak of. And apart from that, we're not in a party system. We have a flat hierarchy. We are representing directly the people. The voter is our boss, and we'll get the job done efficiently, more faster, and more sustainably.
Thank you, Akmal. Thank you, Roshika. And that's all for tonight. Tune in again tomorrow to view the results of our poll. Remember, you can still text in your answers. The question line will be open until 6 p.m. tomorrow. Again, the question is, should the LTA revise the national speed limit? Text in your answer yes or no to 3592 for all Vodafone, Digicel and Ink users. Now, join me again tomorrow as we feature other political party candidates vying for your vote. Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Akmal.